Okay, so I'm glad to have everyone here. Listen, we got a full room. More people are showing up. So you guys know the routine. You know the routine. This is our Friday evening huddle. This is our Friday. This is where we come together for all of you all that's new to this call. This is where we get together as a team and we huddle. We come together. We learn about products. We learn about our company. We learn about the industry. We do a lot of motivational training, inspirational training. I tell everybody all the time, you got to have inspiration, motivation, and you have navigation. You got to know where you're going. So that's what this team is all about. And guys, you already know what I'm going to say. You already know that we have the best team. We have the best team right on this side of town. Okay, so the G2 Global team, Sequoia lending, guys. I want to say I'm proud of everybody that's on our team that's been out there kicking butt, that's putting numbers up on the board, that's getting clients through the door. You all are doing a fantastic, magnificent job. And I just want to congratulate you all, encourage you just to keep going on because you guys are doing wonderful. I'm seeing a lot of traction lately in the last couple of weeks from a lot of new people. We got new people coming on board and just kicking butt. So you guys keep up that same energy, guys. Keep up that same energy. We're going places. So today, listen, today is going to be a great day because we've got a great speaker. We've got a great speaker, Mr. William Schaub from California, who's going to share with us today because, so many of you all have been asking about the workplace wellness program. Well, guess what? This is the man who's training us and teaching us and who has all of the information. He has a plethora of information to share with us about this workplace wellness and how we can present it. People are excited about it. I see a lot of people saying, hey, I just want to focus in on that program. As a matter of fact, we're starting a team that's just going to be focused in on that program, William. Just FYI, so we've got some elite people, seasoned salespeople that's going to join that team and is going to be focused on that program. We've got a new program that's being rolled out. We haven't made the announcement yet. It will be coming out this week. Actually, it'll be rolled out this week, so you guys will start seeing new information about it. But it's going to include this platform and what we're doing with the workplace wellness. So, without further ado, I want to have William to go ahead and get started on his presentation to share with us how do we effectively present the workplace wellness to our public, to our clients. Okay, so I think that's one of the things that as we learning more and more about this program and we get excited about this program, I think some of the hesitation is we don't really know how to properly. And I know you talked about this before, William, but I just want to have you to come back, and just kind of reiterate what you taught us before. But what our people want to know is what is the best, most effective way? How do we break the ice? How do we get through the door? Who do we talk to? How do we present this program in a knowledgeable and a fashionable way? And listen, you are the man with the master plan, and we are all ears, okay? So thank you for coming, William. Thank you so much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you, team. It's a blessing to talk to you all tonight. Appreciate you taking the time from your family and from things that are really important to get on a call to learn more about this program and how you can make an impact not only on the employer, but the employee as well as your family at the same time. I believe it's a win-win-win. Seldom does that happen in the business industry. Usually, someone's benefiting, but not all parties benefit simultaneously. So I'm going to start off with this. And this is kind of the 5 bullet points. It's recorded. You don't have to take copious notes. By the way, when I say it this way, I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it in no specific order. And then you all can reassemble the words or stylize it however you want. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about before I even go into the slide deck is whatever we're going to talk about today is at no net cost to the business. No net cost. You don't want to say free because that sounds cheap. It's no net cost. Okay. So there's no money coming out of their pocket, the employer's pocket. Number two, we don't replace employer paid benefits. Okay. Very important. So if you're working with a company, they got amazing benefits. Their job is to get, I mean, every business job is to tell you no, right? And so if you're talking about an employer that already has benefits, and let's say you're talking to them, and you're like, hey, we don't replace employer paid benefits. Let me tell you why. Because if I ask Mo, hey, do you offer employer paid benefits? It doesn't matter the answer. I'll give you how to overcome either answer. He'll say, yes, we have amazing employer paid benefits. Perfect, Mo. The reason why we don't replace your employer paid benefits is because it requires health insurance. So we can work with you. Okay. If he says no, perfect. We can help you. Still no net cost to you. Okay. So those are the two answers. So it doesn't matter if they tell you they have amazing benefits or they offer zero benefits. We can help them. Employer says yes, perfect. It requires it. That's why we don't replace your employer paid benefits. Third thing is we don't replace a single professional that serves their business when it comes to this format, this offer. Okay. Now, if you want to try to go replace, the lending, the accountant, the CPA, whatever you all do in your core business, by all means. But I can tell you, you're going to win a lot of that business if you go in with this program, letting them know in advance that your intention is not to replace any professional that serves their business. Think about that, right? No net cost to you. I don't replace what you already have, and I don't replace who you already have. You think you're more open to talking to me so far, potentially? The fourth thing is, and this is kind of you can put this first, but I put this forward. We're going to actually bring you net positive revenue at no net cost to you. So when it comes to benefits and revenue, has anybody on this line, on this call, ever heard of net positive revenue while adding benefits without replacing anything at no cost to you? Is that weird? That's a little strange, actually. Think about it. Would you agree? Okay. And then lastly, doesn't matter the words, here's the concept. You're about to offer benefits that traditionally employees in America will receive from their company, but have to pay 100% of the cost out of their hard-earned paycheck and have to qualify based on health. If you allow me 10 to 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes of discovery call, just want to let you know, we're going to remove both of those roadblocks for your employees. And you're going to make money out of it, and you're going to add benefits. We're not going to replace anybody. We're not going to replace your employer paid benefits. As you can see, I just went in a circle, right? But the reason I do that is so that that's what's cool about the English language. You can put it first, you can put it in the middle, you can put it last. The key is those 5 bullet points or release statements is going to help you get a business owner in front of you. I'll pause to see if anyone has any questions that I can answer until we go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, can you repeat number 5 again?
You're going to get to offer benefits, right? So like Rob, you're the owner or you're the director of a nonprofit. So we can work with for-profit, nonprofit, public sector, private sector. Okay. So Rob, you're the owner or the director of a nonprofit. Rob, those other 4 bullet points, I already talked about it. You're going to give your employees an opportunity to obtain benefits that traditionally they receive from their employer, but have to pay 100% of the cost out of their paycheck and qualify based on health. And if you allow me 15 minutes in a discovery call, okay, I'm going to remove both of those roadblocks for you, and you're going to actually save money, add benefits, not replace anything or anybody. Can we take 15, 20 minutes? And here's what I'll tell you. If you decide no or yes, it'll cost you exactly the same. 0 is no, 0 is yes. As a matter of fact, you'll know after about 3 minutes, and you can say no, or you can say yes. It'll cost you the same, but you're going to save a bunch of money. It sounds vague because less is more. We're not trying to sell them in the engagement. We're trying to sell them to the call so that we can show them exactly what I'm about to show you in the slide deck. Okay. So questions, comments, objections that maybe you've heard or you think you might hear, right? Let's attack them now, and then we'll go into the slide deck and show you exactly how this works.
Hey, Will, let's go ahead and just go through it and then save the questions for the end if you don't mind.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm not gonna go through the whole entire presentation, but what I am going to do is, oh, what happened? I had my presentation. Sorry about that. Boom. I had it. Let me check. There it is. Okay. By the way, we work with any company that has at least 2 W-2s, 30 hours or more. Okay. Up to the size of whatever it is. Doesn't matter if they have benefits or not. We're not going to replace employer paid benefits. So what this is a workplace wellness program. It's a preventative healthcare program with an emphasis on wellness. It's called a SMERP. I don't use that phrase. I'm just telling you what it is. It's a workplace wellness program, and it's a preventative participatory program. IRS, HIPAA, and ERISA compliant, available at no net cost. As a matter of fact, it was founded with the advent of the ACA or Obamacare. 2013, page 33,161. Anybody ever read a book that's 33 pages long? 33,000 pages long. So there are Congress women and men that actually signed the ACA into place, and they had no idea that this is in. Okay. So Alan Wu told us he's working with some Congress people, try to tell them about the program, and they said, we actually signed that into place? Yeah, it's going on right now for the last 11 years counting. Okay. So here is how you can get someone to give you an appointment. After you've said those 5 release statements, if they say, nah, you know what, I'm not interested, or can you send me some information? Here's what I'll tell them. So I'm going to use Mo as an example. Mo, just want to let you know, sir, if you decide not to take the appointment, you're overspending on FICA payroll taxes right now on the regular at $1,200 a year if you don't take the appointment. Or you're going to net $640 a year in FICA tax savings. So you can either pay $1,200 like you're already doing, you're walking over that money, or I can show you a way to keep $640 of it, no net costs, not replacing anything, not replacing anybody. These are benefits that traditionally are received by an employee that they have to pay for and health. And we're going to do that. And we're going to put money in your pocket while you do it. And then you might want to just pause and ask them a question. Have you ever heard of savings or net positive revenue while adding benefits in this manner? No. Today's the day. If you just allow me 15 to 20 minutes, I can show it to you. I'll explain everything that you need to know. You'll have 100% clarity, and I'll leave you any information that for you to review. If I send you something right now, what would you like me to send you to make it so that you would want to take an appointment? So I stick to the basics. So we're going to save every employer $630 annually per employee in FICA tax savings at no net cost to them. Okay. So Mo, you're spending $1,200 per employee times 10 employees. So you're spending 12 grand right now unnecessarily. Or you can net 630 times 10, which is $6,300 back in your pocket. Would you like to find out how that works? And then here's some really good phrasing. Anybody here familiar with ERC or PPP? If you are, even if you never did it before for them, this is a tax incentive that you already qualify for. You just haven't enrolled yet. Okay. That's another way to approach it. It's all IRS compliant. And then, so here's the money. If you got 100 employees, $63,000 in FICA tax savings divided by however many paychecks you got. So Mo, if you got 100 employees, You're either spending 126 or you can have 63. Which one would you prefer? Especially if it's no cost to you and we're not replacing anything. And I know I say that over and over, but what'll happen is that vernacular will hit. It'll become customary for you. It's like the back of your hand. You'll just say it because you're confident and comfortable about it. And here's a cool part. You don't have to know anything about what we do until we get into the discovery call. You just have to let them know what's in it for them and what's in it from them. Okay. They must be W-2. They must work 30 hours a week. Don't worry about the health insurance. Like I said, if they have health insurance, perfect. They must have it. If they don't, we can help them at no cost to either party, employer or employee, and we can help them. So either way, I've got the answer. Anyone plays chess? If you say yes or no, it's check, check, and then checkmate. We're done. Let's get on the call. I'll show you why you shouldn't walk away from the call. Our wellness plan, or workplace wellness, was designed because of this. Okay, so a lot of folks go, well, sounds too good to be true. Why would the government give away tax-free money to go do certain things? Well, they don't do it on purpose. They do it with a purpose. They won't do it just for free, just because they're trying to be nice. Here's the main reason. In 2022, the bill to manage your health in America, whether you had insurance or not, as a whole, was $4.8 trillion. The government was the biggest spender. They spent a third of that, 1.6 trillion, out of their pocket to help people manage their health. We have a way to reduce health insurance costs because we're going to help them navigate their health regardless of their insurance, so that they avoid, the employee or the person or their family avoids unnecessary out-of-pocket costs. I'll give you an example. If anybody here has ever broken their foot or had a broken or thought they broke something, would you go to the emergency room if you had health insurance? Anybody? The answer would be yes, probably, right? The problem, though, is that's not an emergency room kind of visit. So you're going to expose your company's health insurance to a higher usage, a higher hit rate, a higher cost, because x-rays cost more in an emergency room than they do at an x-ray facility or an urgent care center. So our wellness dashboard, 80 languages, allows that person in real time to navigate their health and then quality and price source their care in real time based on their insurance. So they're going to end up with a lot less out-of-pocket costs, a lot less time, and the same high-value care. So I'll pause just to see if there's any questions so y'all don't forget. Anybody have any questions I can answer? Sweet.
I got one for you. The savings, is that just based off of a minimum wage employee working 30 hours a week?
It's the same savings whether you make 30,000 or 100,000. So that's a great question. The employee must work 30 hours or more and must make at least $29,000 a year. So $14.50 an hour, $14 an hour at 40 hours, or, you know.
So the company don't save more if they're paying their employees more money and they're working more hours.
Same exact savings.
Okay.
Every time. And I'll show you that in a paycheck, okay? So that you'll understand where the money flows. So we're going to save federal taxes, Social Security taxes, and Medicare taxes on every employee 30 hours or more, making at least 30 grand, okay? And then state taxes in states that have state taxes, okay? So there's lots of folks that said Florida and Texas. Y'all don't have state taxes. We do. We have the tax codes in every state. We can do this in all 50 states, just let you know. So what they used to spend in a tax obligation, after we run the analysis for the company, a no cost, no obligation analysis, we're going to figure out what they now owe in taxes, and the difference goes back in their paycheck. On average, $150 a month. They get to take that money. They don't get to keep it. They get to take that money and put it towards things like disability coverage that protects their income regardless of health questions. So we're going to remove two major roadblocks: cost, health, to obtain this coverage. Critical illness with cancer, hospital coverage that pays cash, or an injury policy, or life insurance for the whole entire family, Or let's say you work for a company, and by the way, I'm running into companies that are big. They offer vision and dental, okay? Guess what they don't do anymore? Sometimes they don't pay for the coverage. They let the employees pay for it if they want it, but they offer it, but you got to figure out how to pay for it out of your hard-earned paycheck. Well, what if we could offer vision and dental with a true network, and you take your tax savings and you put it towards that if you want? So that's why I don't go into the weeds and I don't go into the specifics. I just know that we're going to help them with their employee paid benefits. We're going to give them a different vehicle. We're going to cut costs out as a prohibitor, and we're going to cut health out as a prohibitor. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I had cancer right now and I'm going through treatment. With an Aflac or Colonial or an Allstate, I can't get disability or cancer or hospital or sickness portion of my accident plan or even life insurance. But through us, cost not the reason, health not the reason, and then cover the whole entire family. Okay, so now I'll show you where the money flows. So we request payroll and W-4 info from every company. Every payroll company in America except for one, which is called BBSI, they're more like the PEO. Every payroll company is already built for this. We request payroll, W-4 info. You can redact the names and the socials. We give you a secure site. You send it to us, and we're going to run a tax calculation on every one of your employees, regardless of where they are in the U.S. Let me show you a paycheck where the money flows. You don't have to be great at math. You just have to understand the process, okay? So we're going to put the pressure on the process, not on the people. So this is a paycheck from California. You'll understand the concept. It's a monthly check. This is what they make, $3,458 a month. This is an actual employee that we've enrolled like, 7 years ago, 6 years ago. This is what they make. It's about $21 an hour or $41,500 a year. They have 0 pre-tax deductions. This is their taxable income. We ask for W-4 info, and here's why. W-4 info, filing info, dictates how your payroll company withholds federal and state withholding. Everyone's different. Social Security and Medicare, though, is a static amount. This is 6.2%. This is 1.45% of your gross income. By the way, Mo, if you're the owner, you're matching this FICA. Just want to let you know. On the regular, and then I'm going to show you why you won't be matching that shortly. Total taxes, total withholding, same exact net. So this is what it kind of sounds like. Mo cares about his employees. He wants to offer these amazing benefits. These are benefits traditionally you have to pay for out of your paycheck and potentially qualify based on health. He's going to remove both of those roadblocks. I just want to let you know, Rob, that as an employee, if you decide no or yes, your gross is the same, your total withholding is the same, your net is the same, your ability to get a loan is the same, and your refund will be the same or better. There's a pre-tax premium that comes out of $1,220 on every employee. And this is why the savings is exactly the same. There's a $1,220 pre-tax premium. It doesn't matter if they have insurance or not. $1,220 comes out. Nobody's doing $1,220 or a third of their income. I get it. But if you let me show you how the paycheck runs, you'll see why there's no negative effect at the very end. Anytime you pre-tax anything that an employee contributes to, you're going to lower the payroll from here to here. That was gross. This is the new adjusted gross. This is the new taxable income. So here's the question to Mo as the owner. Mo, in this case, would you rather pay FICA on $3,458 or $2,238? The answer is usually yes on the latter. Well, if that's the case, then the assumption would be fair. Yes, sir. Most of the time, right? 95% of people are going to pick the latter, as long as there's no negative ramifications. That means the assumption is that your employees would rather pay less taxes as long as it's legal and it doesn't affect them. So would you rather pay less federal, less state, less Social Security, less Medicare as an employee? Sure you would. So instead of deducting $575 and sending it to the tax people, you're going to deduct $575 and send $372 to the tax people. And then you're going to send us $203 for the insurance and the wellness. And here's why there's no negative effect, because this plus this is the same as this plus 0. Now, your employee is out $1,220. They won't do it if that's the case. But there's an IRS code. It's called a medical expense reimbursement code, 10511 K1 K2, that allows that employee to be reimbursed by the employer post-tax simultaneously in the same paycheck. So they take out $1,220 monthly, they're going to give it to you $1,220 back. They take out $610 semi-monthly, they'll give you $610 back. So if that's a wash, same deductions, same net, but here's why Mo makes money. On the regular, he is matching $264.53, and now giving him the opportunity to match $171.20. Which one do you think he would like to do in real time? Pay the current rate, which he's already been doing, he's walking over that money, or we can give him a new rate, and then now he can pocket that money. So I'll pause. That actually is the presentation. That's what we're doing. Super simple for HR and payroll. It's a minimal lift. Matter of fact, if we don't prove to the HR and payroll that this is a minimal lift for them, they shouldn't do it, because they'll resent it, but they don't resent it. When we're done with about 10 minutes with HR and payroll, they love us. Questions? I'll stop my share.
Excellent, excellent. So, Will, thank you for that presentation so much. I do have a question. How different is the non-for-profit sector opposed to the for-profit sector? Is there a huge...
There's no difference, but here's what if you want to talk about sales wording,
Yes,
or wordsmithing, if you have a nonprofit that you work with, do they drive profit? So how hard is it for them to increase funding, right? How many crab sales or crab bakes, right? You make sense? So
right.
if you take a nonprofit, they're strapped for money. If I can save them $640 a year, and I have a nonprofit that have 400 employees, I saved them $250,000 in FICA and work comp savings. They were actually able to get an executive bonus package out of it, because I just funded it, I helped them fund it. And they're adding benefits. A lot of people that work in nonprofits, they do it for love, not for pay. So you're going to help that employee do better for less, and you're going to help that employer that doesn't drive profit, right? They can't increase profit. They can only increase funding somehow, right? They're going to have to go get some kind of fundraising, grants, whatever it is, do bake sales, whatever that looks like. Or you can just hand them money. So, Mo, that is my answer. It's the same, but it's a different spin, right? Because for profit, they're challenged budgetary wise.
And when do we see the realized savings? How fast and how soon?
It's in real time per payroll period.
Got you.
Okay, and I'm going to answer the question in the chat as well, but I'm going to go ahead and answer your question first, Mo.
Okay.
I'm going to reshare my screen, sir, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you it's in real time. So let's say you're paid weekly. Okay. Well, you were spending $264.53 a month. Now you're paying $171.20. That difference is $93.33 a month. Multiplied by 12, divided by 52 paychecks. And every time your employee has payroll run on that one employee, you're saving whatever that amount is in real time through your payroll mechanism. You don't even have to go set it up. You set it up, you leave it. If the employee terminates, or they just, they're not participating, well, then you don't save it. But if you're saving it, you're going to save it weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly, depending on how you pay them. You don't have to wait all year to get it. Somebody asked about the reimbursement. There is a pre-tax amount that the employer takes, holds it in their general liabilities or general assets account. They're going to reimburse that employee in the exact same paycheck simultaneously post-tax for the exact same amount taken out. Doesn't matter if they're taking out $1,220 monthly, $610 summer monthly, $585 bi-weekly, $290 weekly. Whatever's taken out is reimbursed in the exact same paycheck.
Good. I think Joey has his hand up. Joey Masterson.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question. Let's say you got an employee and he don't work the 30 hours a week, he gets sick or whatever, and he has 2 weeks that he's off. How does that gonna affect his wellness plan and the reimbursement and the payments?
Yeah, so we run his allotment at about 90%. So this way we can always come in and do a double deduction, double reimbursement to allow enough, on the next one, right? I mean, it's a wash. So we would go in at, let's say it's $600 semi-monthly. Well, then the next paycheck we'd go 1220 and then 1220. So it would allow him. Does it make sense?
Okay, so if they miss the time off of work and they're not working, it's still not gonna impact their paycheck at all?
It could, but that's where we will actually take it into account when we're actually in front of the company and we're setting up payroll to make sure that we understand. Now, this is where it doesn't work. Folks that don't have a consistent check, sickness, that's different. Vacation, that's different because we base everything on 50 weeks anyway, or 49 weeks worth, or maybe even 48 weeks worth, so that this way, if they miss a check, we've already accounted for it, right? But if they don't have a consistent check, so they're like 40 hours one week, the next week they're 22 hours, that's going to be a challenge. So you want to make sure that you're working with a company where the employees are having a consistent check. Now, if some of them have consistent checks, then they're eligible. The ones that do not have a consistent check, we just can't have it so that they're having money coming out of their check. I hope that answers that question.
Yes.
Thank you for the question. I think Alicia, I see Alicia's hand.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. I have
Of
a
course,
question.
my pleasure.
Yes, sir. So I noticed that you did say that the companies must have a qualified health plan. Is that correct?
Yeah, so yes and no. So
Okay.
the answer is the employee must have a qualified health plan
Okay.
of
Okay.
one of four kinds:
Okay.
company,
Company.
spouse, independent,
Mm-hmm.
Medicare.
Okay. Because
However,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
okay,
Go ahead.
however,
Mm-hmm.
Medicaid, if that employee's on Medicaid, not their
Mm-hmm.
kids, but them, or they're on an
Mm-hmm.
ACA plan, they're not
Right.
eligible because that's a double dip.
That's what I
So
was going to
now,
ask next. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. And so now let's say though, the answer is no to all six. I don't have
Okay.
it company, spouse, independently, and I don't have Medicare, and I'm not on Medicaid, and I'm not on ACA.
Good coverage.
We
Yeah.
will give them a minimum medical plan. It's called a minimum essentials coverage policy. It's
Mm-hmm.
$50 a month, and we take it right out of their gross tax allotment,
Okay.
and then it makes them compliant
Okay.
simultaneously. Okay,
Gotcha.
because it has to be
Yeah.
compliant program.
Makes sense because I was going to ask. That's where I was going with that question because I used to work for the ACA years and
Yep.
years ago. So I pretty much that's why I was asking that. Was that going to be a requirement? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and
I
that's why
appreciate.
when you have a company in front of you that's 12 employees, they might have
Mhm.
offered health insurance, but their employees didn't partake for several reasons. Maybe they have it through the
Yeah,
spouse, they can't afford it, whatever it
yeah,
is, right? So when we
right.
get in, that's why when they say no, we don't offer any employer paid benefits,
Hmm.
perfect, we can help you. Oh no,
Okay,
we offer great benefits, perfect, it's required. And then
okay.
we meet with each employee,
Mhm.
10, 12, 100, 1,000. Each employee is going to tell us exactly where they are, and then we'll figure out how to make them compliant. They're either already compliant, they're not eligible, or we're going to make them compliant at no cost to either party.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Great information. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I believe someone else had their hand up. Let's
I
see.
think that was Dave Rose.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, guy, how you doing?
I'm doing
So
fine, sir.
my question is this. Um, so if the employer agrees with this program, and then I guess it would automatically cover all the employees, but would it further require each individual employee to decide whether they want to participate or not?
It's voluntary, yeah. So the information is mandatory. The participation is 100% voluntary. They'll either waive, no, or they will participate. So when we tell, your company you got 50 employees and we can save you $33,000 in FICA, that's based on 100% participation. So there's no way we're going to get 100% participation if we don't have a chance to present to 100% of your people
Right.
without
do,
any bias.
do the employers typically get a consensus from their employees whether they'd be willing to participate with it or not before they agree to?
No, because they don't know what they're saying yes or no to. So here's how we do it. And I've never had any pushback in 8 years. So Dave, if you're the owner, I'm going to ask you, would you like to save the $33,000 in FICA and reduce your work comp by 30%, have your employees get extra benefits so you can attract and retain them, and then there's no cost or help to them? You're like, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, here's how it works. You're not going to survey your employees because what would you survey them with? They're not interested in something they don't know a whole lot about. They don't have all the clarity. So here's what we'd like to do. And this is the only way we're going to work with you. We'll take the first 10 minutes of a meeting that's already scheduled about something else, if that's okay. Dave, do you have meetings scheduled about something important on a regular basis? And the answer is always going to be yes. You want to know why? Because every company has to have a safety meeting. Every company. Or a staff meeting. So if you already have a meeting where everyone's scheduled, we'll take the first 10 minutes. We'll share it with no bias. None from you, none from us, none from them. I'm going to show them why you're offering it in this manner. And then I'll share my screen and show you why this is so effective. We're going to enroll every single employee one at a time. And we do it just like this. So we're going to send an email that you would actually send to your employees from your company email after we do the presentation with a recording similar to this. Okay. So that they have an understanding of what it is. And then they're going to click the scheduler to meet with someone one-on-one as if they were trying to get a loan from you. You know, you can't just give them information and say, hey, you sign here for a loan. They need to know what the rates are, how they qualify, how does it affect them positively, negatively, right? Same thing. So we're going to show them exactly how it works. If they say no, guess what we do? We waive them. Same paycheck, same deductions, same net. Or they say yes, and then we walk them and their whole entire family through the benefits menu, right? If we gave you a $150 gift card into a restaurant that you liked, would you want someone to tell you how to pay for it? Or, I mean, like how to spend it? Or would you just spend it off of a menu and you would just need to understand how each product works for you? Does that answer that question, sir, properly?
Yeah, it does. And I wasn't aware of the back end as far as you follow up with the email, each individual would go over it.
We don't chase them. We let the company make it mandatory, and then it's just like any other benefit.
Right. But
They've
there is a
got to-
platform there available for the employee then.
Yeah, and then we have enrollers, 2,000 of them in the US.
Okay, that answers a lot of my questions. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
No, of course. Yeah, because you know what? You and your family are going to want to know how it affects you. And then if you say no, it'll take you a minute to waive. Oh, but it might also take you 15 minutes to understand how it fits you specifically and not everybody else. Anybody? Okay, so I think there's another question.
I got one for you, William.
Yes, sir.
What about if the company has employees that are 1099, not W-2'd, and they might be working full-time as a 1099 employee?
It has to be W-2 because we have to actually run it through payroll, and there has to be taxes taken out for us to save taxes and give it back to them so that they can. So 1099s do not work. They have to be W-2, working 30 hours or more on payroll.
Okay, and if a 1099 employee wanted it, could they have that deducted out of their check at all, or no?
Yes, they could, but they would have to have the entire cost taken out of their check, and then the company would have to be willing to pay it and then try to get that money from them somehow.
Okay.
Right.
And I just wanted to point out also to our team that if you go into your back office, that we actually have, you guys can see my screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
We actually have the simple calculator right here. Okay, so when
Yeah,
you
it's
talk-
awesome.
When you talk to your clients, you can just click on the calculator in your back office, okay? To get some numbers. You want to get preliminary numbers. I know someone asked that before. How do we get either some preliminary numbers or some figures? Okay.
Yep.
This is how you do that. This is right in your back office.
That's great because you know what? If you're doing cost seg or ERC or R&D or WOTC or anything that has to do with potential savings, I use generalities. I just remember from cost seg, it was like 75 grand for every, I believe, 1 million in either renovations and or bought property in the last 20 years. I mean, that's very general. We don't know until we run an analysis, right? Same with ERC, right? We don't know if you're gonna get 26,000 until we run an analysis and we get information in a no cost analysis. So I hope that helps with what you already, a lot of you already do or have done in your past or currently. Any other questions for me? Does that help, by the way, Mo? Like really get it so that, you know, if you think about it, you can work with anybody. And if you're having a conversation, you want to keep it light, you want to keep it very succinct. And it's those 5 bullet points, however y'all want to use it in your own style. But the concept is those 5 things. And the reason why I do all those 5 is because they're already thinking on how to get rid of me. Right. So, right. And we already got it handled, man. I got a great broker. Perfect. That's funny that you say that. All of our clients, they kept their broker, they kept all their professionals. We're going to work in conjunction, and we're going to deliver this exactly the way we're going to show you.
So what we're doing also, this is just a rough draft. This is to everyone on our team. We're rolling out a new program. This is not our official marketing. Okay, this is going to our publisher, but this is our new program. It's going to be called the Sequoia Platinum Advantage Program. Okay.
I love it.
And so basically what this does is encompasses our funding along with the workplace wellness, SETC, and also the tax savings program, property tax savings by way of cost segregation. So what we're doing is we're creating one, and Will, we want to have you on a call with us because we're coming up with the best approach, I guess, you know, verbal we're formulating a sales I don't want to say a script, but just a style on how we implement this, presenting this program. But basically, guys, what we're doing is that we are not asking under this program with people that qualify and for the Platinum Advantage, we're showing them they're looking for capital and they're looking for money. We're actually showing them how to pay their loan by way of savings. Okay, and so this is not, we're not going to ask, do they want this program? We're not going to ask who they want. It's going to be all inclusive under the Platinum program. It'll be all inclusive. So you as representatives with Sequoia would get paid 3 different ways by selling this one program. So we'll put out the fillers for the leads for funding, just like we're doing now, and people will call us for funding. But guess what? If they have more than 10 employees, look down here at the bottom, they have more than 10 W-2 employees. If they've been in business since 2020, the annual gross deposit is 150,000, credit score is 680. Okay, ownership of real estate or leasing their real estate, consistent tax filings for the past 2 years, no bankruptcy. So we're pre-qualifying in there what we're looking for the funding, and we're adding the workplace wellness to this. We're adding the SET to this because they have up to $32,000 just sitting there. Who's going to tell us no? Who's going to tell us no if they don't want free money? Who's going to tell us no, Mr. Customer, because you're in this Platinum program, one of the ways we're going to show you how to pay for this loan, it might be, that you think that might be at a higher rate, is to cost justify and show you the deduction by coming here and showing you how to cut your your workers' comp by at least 30 to 40%, adding increased benefits to your bottom line without costing you or employees any additional money. Let us show you how much money we can save you over the year. You may save, hundreds of thousands of dollars and maybe more than what you just borrowed. Okay, so now we're talking about cost justification. We're justifying this program. So this is the program that we're rolling out. We haven't said anything yet because we're still working on the back office and working on, just presenting this. But when you sell this program, you'll get paid for the loan. You'll get paid for the workplace wellness. You'll get paid for the SETC, and you'll get paid for the cost segregation, the tax property program. All wellness are one. Okay, So this is
And
going
by
to
the
be,
way, you don't even need my words, Mo. You said it exactly like I would go back to the Ponderosa and, or the laboratory and put it all together. And I would just regurgitate exactly what you said. But here's what I will tell you why this is huge, just from an outside, not an outsider, I'm an insider, but I've done COSEG way in the past. Like,
yeah,
that nonprofit that I talked about, I saved them $250,000 a year in FICA and work comp. And the reason I got that case is because the person that brought me in was trying to buffer the cost for an executive bonus package and more 401k matching. So he won 3 times. He recycled that money 3 times and got paid 3 times. So what you're doing is perfect. You're going to go in and say, look, you got a building. We'll run a cost seg analysis. We're going to buffer the cost for your loan with your cost seg savings, this savings, and you're actually going to probably come out worst case net neutral, best case net positive, and
That's
still be able to pay off your loan. Who else can do that for you
nobody.
in any industry? And
That's
here's
right.
the neat part. You might not even be the most obvious choice to do it, but you will be after it's all said and done
That's right.
because you're delivering them solutions from one root offer. So I love it. I had no idea this was happening, by the way.
Yeah, you did
I think
not.
this is fantastic, Bo.
Yeah.
I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of it. So thank you,
You
sir.
did not. So we are excited about what's going on here. So this will be rolling out in about another week. I believe another week. Next week it should be rolled out, honestly.
Awesome.
Okay. So
Well, I'm here to support you in any way, so I'm an extension of your firm. So, reach out to me, reach out to Mo, reach out to Alan, and I'd be more than happy to help you in any way I can.
thank you so much. Any other questions for Will? Any other questions for Will? Will, I do have a question for you. This program in particular is not it's not a saturated program. A lot of people.
Yeah, I'd say 2-3% market penetration, but companies are coming, especially folks that aren't even in the insurance or wellness business, but they made a killing in ERC, or they do COSEG, or they do other things where they need leverage to get more leverage, right? And so it's coming. But here's the good news about that: there's no Coke without Pepsi, and there ain't no Pepsi without Coke. So we want people to
Healthy
be in the space
conversation.
as long as they're doing it compliant.
Right.
And let's just make sure that we're the first ones to go. And then we just go lay it on and keep on layering it. And then guess what? We won't even have to work that hard to get it to 8%. We won't have to get to 10, 20, 30% to do well for our family and our legacy. So and everybody deserves it.
Yes.
Every company and every employee deserves an opportunity to hear about it. And then every person that works hard to bring it to them deserves the compensation that goes with it. There's lots of money to be made, but in the right way. I think the money will chase you if you do it right with the employers and employees. So,
well, thank you, Will. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and joining us on this training. I hope we have a lot of your questions were answered. Of course, this training has been recorded, so you will be able to watch this over and over and over. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep learning more about this program. Be on the lookout for the Platinum Advantage program that's coming out on next week, so you can actually just sell the combo. So I am excited about what's happening, and I'm excited about where we're going. Guys, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this training for the evening. You all know, like we do every Friday, we'll stick around for 15 minutes afterwards, kind of like our after meeting. If you guys want to hang out, you can. When you want to ask questions, you can, okay? Other than that, I'm going to stop the recording, and I'll see each and every one of you at the top. Don't forget about our Monday call. We got Monday opportunity calls, guys. So if you guys know people that you want to present this information to and present the Sequoia platform to, we do a call every Monday now at 8 o'clock, which will be the opportunity call. Don't forget about the Wednesday call. We have Spanish calls. We have Chinese calls. And of course, we have our Friday calls. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and end this call right now. And I just want to say thank you for taking out your time and just, joining us on this Friday night. Will, thank you so much for your time, sir. And we
My
really
pleasure. Good
appreciate
evening,
it.
everybody. Stay blessed. We'll chat. If you have questions that we didn't answer, shoot them off to Mo. He can shoot them off to me, and then we can put together a nice, answer sheet if we missed anything tonight. Okay.
Well, I'll give you a call, Will. Thank you.
Cheers, sir.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
You.
Thank you.